The Forgotten Heroes and the Untold Stories. Brisbane, the Hidden City premieres Saturday.
Nobody knows Brisbane like seven.
Tonight's program brought to you by MasterCard, the only card you need. Master the moment with MasterCard.
You embarrass me. You know, I've heard a rumour that Friday night audiences are the best in the world. Thank you. It's true. I've just found out it's true. Thank you very much. A great welcome, and it's lovely to be here. Unfortunately, some of our regular hosts couldn't make it tonight. Steve doesn't like working Fridays, or Mondays, or Tuesdays, or Wednesdays, or Thursdays. Stubbsy couldn't find anything to wear. Well, at least nothing to go with his studded leather G-string. That's the one with the studs on the inside, you know the one. Cameron couldn't make it, but then Cameron Daddo couldn't make it, but then if I was married to Alison Bray, I wouldn't want to leave home either. Now, fortunately for him, unfortunately for us, Agro is unable to be with us tonight. I know what you're going through. He is in Thailand this weekend, undergoing the fourth and final phase of his sex change operation. And it's a very complicated one. My guest list has a little bit of something for everyone tonight. For all the ladies in the audience, you ready for this, girls? A super special treat. He's one of Australia's hottest young soapy spunks. He's mobbed everywhere he goes. He's Hugo on A Country Practice. Gavin Harrison is coming in to sing You and it's a huge night for the boys in the audience. You ready for this, guys? Friday night, ready to go? Okay, my special guest for you guys is funny, intelligent, sexy, sultry, and very, very available. George Capagnaras from Acropolis now is coming up for you. Talking about his great new novel, Night Over Water, best-selling British author Ken Follett is going to sit right there. And giving us a few Spanish lessons, talking about what clothes she's packing for Barcelona and who's going to bring home the gold, Seven Sports commentator Brooke Bayvell is coming along the show. If you want to be part of the action, that's fine too. Drop me a line about absolutely anything. Why don't you send us a viewer fax? There's the number, 03698749. Do it, and do it now. Be part of the action. Hey, a very busy day today in the 7 newsroom with the latest. Here is Naomi Robson. Thanks, Naomi.
Thank you. Good evening. After 12 years of debate, the introduction of pay TV has been put on hold. The federal opposition and the Democrats have joined forces to have the legislation referred to a parliamentary committee.
Pay television, the technology which promises to give us access to all the movies, sports and information we can take, has been delayed again. This time it's for a 3-month parliamentary review. The legislation was debated until the early hours of the morning, collapsing when the Prime Minister refused to guarantee the ABC its own licence. So the opposition and the Democrats combined to set up the review committee.
If there was anything that could have been accomplished by sending this off to a Senate committee, I wouldn't be as angry as I am about this. But I understand Senate committees. Nothing will be done in that committee that hasn't been done before.
Senator Collins claims by stalling the legislation, the industry risks losing investors and, more importantly, the creation of 4,000 jobs.
Victorian Premier Joan Kirner, facing a record deficit, says she'll be calling a state election after the budget is brought down in August. The latest call for Mrs Kirner to quit came with the release of devastating figures for the government. The budget deficit has increased another $70 million to almost $1.9 billion. With the budget due in late August, the earliest possible date for an election is October the 3rd. And also chasing extra funds, the big Australian, which today announced a 60% drop in net profit. BHP says its 1991-92 earnings have fallen to just under $515 million, mostly due to a write-down of its interest in John Elliott's International Brewing Investments. Police have warned people returning to their homes in Adelaide to beware of an armed man believed to be hiding in the western suburbs. The gunman shot a young woman teller in the chest earlier in the day in an attempted hold-up on the Cooperative Building Society in North Adelaide. Police arrested one man but are still searching for a second in the Kilkenny area west of the city. He was seen in several streets and the chase continued over back fences and through backyards. It's thought he may have sought refuge in a house. The woman is in a stable condition in the Royal Adelaide Hospital. They say learning to fly can be simple, but as one trainee found out today, it's landing that can get you into trouble. A trainee pilot and instructor walked away from the crash at Albury Airport. Witnesses say the two-seater Cessna 180 had just touched down when it started to fishtail across the runway. The pilot tried to correct the slide, but the single-engine plane tipped over. While no one was hurt, the plane was extensively damaged. And a more successful flight, the Space Shuttle Columbia has blasted into space on the longest mission yet planned. The 13-day flight is seen as vital to building manned space stations. The 7 astronauts will carry out a series of tests to provide more information on how humans fare in weightlessness. The shuttle has spent a year undergoing modifications, including the addition of extra fuel tanks. Housewife superstar Dame Edna Everage has made a special appearance in London, opening a new tax-free shop for Harrods. Dame Edna made her typical entrance. Quiet, unassuming, it wasn't. Wearing a hand-tailored creation in the Harrods and Australian colours of green and gold and clutching a bunch of gladioli, she officially opened the complex. But her remarks must have had Harrods executives wondering why they'd asked her along.
What a wonderful opportunity this is for shoplifters, isn't it? Because while we're here, they can be looting all those lovely shops. So shoplifters, this is your big opportunity, darling.
Yes, it is, isn't it? And Larry, that's all our news. So I guess you must be finding this a little different to the main event?
Just a little bit, Naomi. May I say before I go on, you make that look so easy, doesn't she, folks? So very, very, very simple. Naomi, it is a little different from the main event. However, things always go okay on the main event until our next guest comes on. So it's probably time for us to hit disaster area right now. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Here we go.
So now here's Larry Emdur with the local news.
Brian, thank you. Good morning. I'm Bon Jovi. And I'm Larry Emdur. We'll be back in a little while with John Bon Jovi. So don't go away.
Okay, so you've had plenty of time to think about it. What are you, religious, traditional, or superstitious?
Would you be worried that one day the bubble will burst?
Oh my God, I hope no. Because then I'd only have one, and what would I do if...
Whoa!
And the end result, the greatest traffic hazard since UFOs started sucking cars off the Nullarbor.
Look in my eyes, man. You can't touch this.
I drive past every day.
And what do you reckon?
I was admiring it.
So it's obvious, there's only one way we're ever going to fix up this traffic problem.
The warehouse House for Fashion has reduced winter stock by up to 50%. Skivvies, tights and sweats reduced to a low $8 each. Pants and tops and anoraks, only $12 each. Tie-dye tops and tights, bodysuits and jeans reduced to $18 each. Pirate shirts, chambray shirts and surf pants only $24 each. Jackets and ski pants, suits, an incredible $30 each. Only at
The Warehouse of Fashion.
Underwood, Shoe, Kalanga, Surfers and George Street, the city.
Sometimes I'm bad, and sometimes I'm good. And sometimes I eat much more than I should. But more or less, it works out even, I guess. We're equal. The more calories, I get the taste I adore. I can eat what I please, with a little bit more. When it all equals out, I can't do without my equal.
Who's afraid of the dark?
The first murder was particularly gruesome.
I don't suppose anybody came in last night with a severed head.
The second had a touch of genius.
Why would Kerridge want to dress up a corpse in his own clothes?
The work of one murderer or two.
There is someone after me. Can happen to anybody.
Ambition could be the motive for foul play.
I still don't forgive you.
You will. And all the suspects are dropping like flies.
Revenge, the oldest motive of all.
An exciting new mystery with Inspector Morse, Saturday on 7.